This is Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Welcome to the first game of Season 7 here at the Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Feels like we just wrapped up Season 6, right? There was a while there we weren't sure if we were going to get it finished, but we got all of our games in for Season 6, and now we are here to start a brand new tournament. You may, if you've watched throughout the last several weeks or so, we aired some best of episodes, but this is fresh. This is brand new. And these are the two teams that will kick off this season here at the Rockford Public Library's Nordloff Center. First off, how about a nice round of applause for the Sobos from South Beloit? Be clear, it sounds like there's a big crowd in here. This is just our crew. There's fantastic clappers. That's what's going on here. South Beloit's 6th time competing in Quiz Bowl. They took last season off, but they are now back, led by their captain, Hannah. Hannah, introduce us to the rest of your starting lineup.
Hi, I'm Hannah. To my right is Carl. To my left is Chrissy. And to my far left is Savannah. Welcome,
Sobos, and good luck this season. On the other side of the stage is the Eastland Cougars. They're all... It's been a while since I've done this show. I need to remember not to interrupt your applause because you deserve the applause. And it's also hard to tell. All of our contestants are smiling broadly, but it's hard to tell with the masks on. Eastland's been in the last 5 seasons. They want to make it to the 3rd round. They lost to Stillman actually last season in round 2, probably fresh in your minds, I would imagine. Captain Abby, introduce us to the rest of your team here on the stage.
Hi, I'm Abby. To my right is Keegan, to my right is Kendall, and to my far right is Allison.
Welcome, Eastland Cougars. Thanks for being here. And thank you for being here for the kickoffs of Season 7. Shall we get started? You all know the rules. The only 2 I will repeat is make sure that I call your name before you give an answer. That's very important. And now, more important than ever, make sure you say your answer clearly. The masks make it a little bit difficult, but we want to make sure that I and the judge understand your answer. We want to make sure you get the points that you deserve. Let's get started in our buzz-in round for Game 1 of Season 7 of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Hands on your buzzers. A sea song with the lyrics, 15 men on the dead man's chest, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum, appears in what 1883 novel by Robert Louis Stevenson? Carl.
Treasure Island.
That is correct. Would it have helped if I said that in a pirate voice? Maybe not. Yo ho ho, and 10 points for you. First points of the round go to South Beloit, and we're on to a new question. What poem, whose subject is called The Player with Railroads and the Hog Butcher for the World, is by Carl Sandburg and is about a city in Illinois? Abby.
Chicago?
That is correct. Another Chicago-connected question here, and now Eastland is on the board. The Greasy Grass is another name for the location of what battle in which Crazy Horse led Native American forces who crushed George Custer's cavalry? Hannah.
The Great Plains.
Incorrect. Eastland. That battle was also known as Custer's Last Stand, but the name we needed was the Battle of the Little Bighorn. That was the official name. New question, teams. John Ruskin wrote a book titled For the Stones of What City, in which the Bridge of Sighs connected a prison with the Doge's place? It's kind of a tough question. If this clue was in there, you probably would have known it. A city famous for its canals? Venice, Italy. New question. What country, whose town of Lidica was destroyed in a World War II massacre, was formed after the Velvet Divorce when it split from Slovakia? Keegan.
Prague.
Incorrect. South Beloit. Hannah.
Czech.
Can you be more specific?
We
needed the full name, Czech Republic. We needed Czech Republic for those points. New question. In 2002, what former Portuguese colony in Asia, whose capital is Dili, successfully gained its independence from Indonesia? Keegan.
East Timor.
That is correct. 10 points. That was one of the toughest questions we've had all around, and you got that relatively quickly, Keegan. Those 10 points are yours, and that's the round. So, tough first round. These are really some tough questions to kick off season 7. Let's hope for the next game, several games, that these questions get a tad easier. Certainly for this game, right? We'll take a break and come back with our volleyball round after this. Stay with us.